Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. I've got myself, Mateo, one of the co-founders of 3DQ, and I'm joined again by Leah, like last week. And then behind the camera, we've got Steven as well. So why don't you introduce yourself for everyone who's new, Leah?
Sounds good. So I'm one of the new interns at 3DQ, and I've been working here for about a month now.
Not so
And
new anymore.
I guess so. That's true. Like a quarter way through, technically. But yes, I'm mostly working on the hardware side, and I'm a student in mechanical engineering at the University of UBC. And I'm going to be working mostly on this project that we're talking about today and on a future part of this project as well.
Oh, we've got Steven just smiling behind the camera, reading chat.
I'm not hydrating today, but I do have a coffee. This is for Jack.
This is important.
That's cool. For Jack and Kevin. Cool.
Hello.
All right, so I guess as people come in, why don't we talk about a very exciting, very, very frequently requested feature for Quinly. Seems pretty obvious, actually. Today we'll be talking about live feed, so PyCam and webcam support coming out very soon in the Quinly UI. Yeah, and we'll be going through, today we'll be setting it up with a PyCam, but this we'll talk about it later. The feature works with other webcams.
Yes.
Leia's working on some of the future stuff with this PyCam, but she also helped set up the streaming capability, and she worked with one of our other hardware interns to design a PyCam mount. So we'll be talking about kind of putting together this mount and some cool features about that. Yeah, and pretty much this is kind of our, I guess, monthly sort of software update that we're doing. So you can expect to see this very soon. I mean, this is in the final stages of testing, and then there are a couple other features that'll be bundled into the next update. So all this being said, we're working very, very hard with everyone here at 3DQ, but also talking with you guys in the Discord and getting feedback from all of our users to make sure that Quinly is kind of the all-in-one go-to package for automated printing. Yeah, so I guess why don't we get started? Like,
Sure.
I can talk about the software, you can talk about the hardware.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So yeah, basically webcams on 3D printers have been around for a very long time. And it was probably one of the most requested features that we had for Quinly after everyone kind of got used to the queuing system, because even though the printer is automated, you still want to be kind of making sure that prints are going well. And actually, the PyCam, as we'll talk about in a bit, is going to be kind of the very first step in a very cool kind of long-term project that we have planned for Quinly, so that even though you can watch your prints, it'll actually be Quinly watching your prints instead of you, to save you even more time. Yeah, so I guess before we dive into it, it'd be cool to know, like, in chat, if you guys have used any sort of like monitoring device, whether it was with Octoprint or whether it was an external USB cam, and I think we'll talk about like what we personally used the cameras for as well.
Yeah. I know from personal experience, I have tried to do something with like a live stream from my printer by just using like a random security camera that I had in my house that was actually just pointed at like kind of the floor originally for my dog because she was a puppy, but I decided to use it for other purposes and just pointed at my printer so that I wouldn't have to watch like the first layer go down. I remember when I didn't have like the vapor bed, it was really, really hit or miss with my old bed. So I'd just watch it consistently for like the first 20 minutes every single time because I guess I was kind of superstitious about it going down or not. So I like that I could at least watch it from my like room instead of just like being downstairs for no reason. and like do other work while I'm waiting in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the first time I ever used a camera with printers was like way back when I got my very first printer, and there still wasn't, I think Octoprint wasn't really a thing, or it didn't have camera support. And so what I did was, Skype has this feature where you could have it auto pick up on a computer. So my laptop that I used for the printer, I had Skype open on it, and I created a Skype account for my printer. And so when I was at school and just wanted to check on how prints were going, I would call up my printer on Skype, and it would automatically pick up and turn on the webcam.
That's pretty big brain, I feel like. Like
It
it's
was like,
janky, but it's cool.
it was like one of the I learned this from the Rep IRC.
Oh,
That was
wow.
like the method at the time. It was pretty funny. Like, yeah, there just wasn't easy software.
Yeah.
Like, even TeamViewer was like hard to set up at the time, but I mean,
That's
now we have so many options, and I think this first step of just embedding it right into Quinly software would give people a bit of peace of mind, because
for
I
sure.
think, yeah, I think a lot of people are still not used to like letting their printer go for days at a time, and so being able to check in is going to be a really nice feature. Um, yeah, so I guess one of the really good things about having a camera is being able to catch print fails when you're not at the printer. And the whole point of Quinly is like, or part of it is accessing your printer and controlling your printer remotely. So I guess I'll show you a really old video of one of the first like recorded fails that we've had here. Let me just pull
This
up
is a
the
piece
link.
of 3DQ history.
Yeah,
First fails.
first fail. First of many fails was prototyping. Do you know where the video link is?
I think it might not work. I feel like the graphics card needs to update.
Oh, is it in here?
I don't think so. I don't think we could get it. It was showing a green screen.
Oh, rip. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
do we not have on this computer?
It like had a weird graphics card update it needed, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, can you post me a link to a Google Drive doc, please, Stephen? And then we'll
Yeah,
come
I'll
back
look
to
at
it. Yeah, thank you.
Should be called Epic Fail or something, if we can see it.
Okay, thanks. Oh yeah, I see it like tries to do a green screen.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe our graphics card can't handle showing video.
I think it just needs an update. It's just a little old.
Yeah,
Look at YouTube.
yeah. But it looks like, Jeremy's using Wise cameras, which
Yeah,
are
that's what I
actually,
was using.
okay, you were using Wise as well.
My dog's camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, wise choice, as
Yeah.
Stephen said.
that was so low.
Yeah, I guess until we wait for that first recorded fail, we can just start building up
Yeah,
the
sure.
PyCam and sort of show how easy the installation is.
Yes.
So let me just switch over. So
Ta-da.
here are all the parts that you'll need. Why don't you kind of
Oh, sorry.
go through them?
Ta-da. Okay, so these are like the housings for the actual camera part. So they just slide together, and there's a little bit of a, I don't know what you call this, like a hole at the back so you can connect it to the rest of the pieces, basically. So that actually holds it so you can put it together like this.
So right now, Leia's slipping the PyCam into the housing,
Yes.
and then the back housing just snaps on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Printing it, this is one of the things I wanted to like improve in the next iteration, because the sliding bit has been kind of annoying to actually get the tolerances right.
Yeah, is it a tight snap?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we plan on obviously releasing the files for this mount, and something that's we've also done, we'll be showing the PyCam today, but the
Hold on.
webcam, oh nice. Well, the system will work with any USB webcam, so if you have like an alternative, just like a regular computer webcam you want to use, you can take these files and then modify the mounting for it. And so maybe while Leah's putting it together, I'll talk about like how exactly we decided to mount the camera. There's two reasons for this, But what Leah's done is she designed the mount to actually sit on the end of the x-axis so that as your print goes up, it actually follows the nozzle. And part of that is because it's just easier to monitor the top surface. And so like if your print gets really tall, you'll kind of see the top of the print. And most failures tend to happen either like really, really early into the print or towards the end of the print. And so like this will start at the bottom and give you a really nice view of the first layer. And then as your print builds, you'll still see that first layer a couple hours in, but then as it gets taller and taller, it'll be more focused on the upper layers, and you can kind of see layer shifts and spaghetti right away.
Yes.
And the reason we're interested in getting such a good view is because the next step to this camera project, which I think you can dive into a little bit, is automated failure detection. So using machine vision and a little bit of machine learning, similar to Spaghetti Detective. We're working on a model to be able to detect failures as they happen and then integrate that with the rest of Quinly so that things like your queue and like in the future when you have multiple printers connected, everything can sort of respond dynamically to any sort of failure detection, and it can like warn you, prevent filament loss, prevent damage to the printer. And again, the camera angle that she chose is so that you can see like spaghetti or stringing or whatever as soon as it happens, like as soon as it comes out of the nozzle.
Yeah, basically. The camera angle is actually one thing that like we really wanted to get right in a way, just because there's so many places that like many different people choose for like probably different reasons. But I felt like the nozzle was probably like the most likely place you would see failures the earliest in a way. So I thought that would be better than to just have like it at the corner of the bed. That was also one of the options. I just didn't think we would be able to see like how bad the top was in a way if it was a really tall print.
Yeah.
And then like top down was also something we were thinking about, but then we just weren't sure if like you would be able to see anything because the extruder was like in the way in a way like that. So like if it was a big print with like a wide surface area that touches the bed, then that would be like fine. But if it was like something with a small footprint, then you wouldn't really be able to see anything in a way. So yeah, there was a lot of random like things that like we kind of ran into. It was basically something where like I kind of had to choose like I had to look at a bunch of different angles and take some like shots from different angles just to see what you could see from those angles. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, actually Jeremy came up with an interesting view. He has a camera on each printer, and he also has one that watches the filament spool itself. So if he's running out of filament, he'll be able to tell.
That's nice.
That is kind of nice.
Yeah, I think with Quinly in particular, what you'll be most interested in is your filament levels and the actual accumulation of parts. So I guess we've kind of had a live cam on our live stream printer, and the thing I tend to check the most with it is actually not really whether the prints are succeeding or failing, because the Quinly is like really consistent for production, and the adhesion is really consistent, but I tend to use it to check like are there too many parts building up over time, and when do I have to go and remove parts? And of course that'll also depend on like your exact setup. But yeah, the end goal of this project, we're kind of pushing out a small update just so that everyone can have this monitoring capability in their Quinly, but the end goal of this entire project is to actually build in, first we've automated the part removal, now we want Quinly to automate the printer monitoring for you as well. And yeah, so this angle is kind of the way we think we'll be able to capture the most types of failures. Like I was looking at your document, Leah, there are like over 30 failure modes that you've put in there that we have to consider.
There's a lot of different things, especially because like there's like a lot of failure modes, and then there's a lot of different other factors that you would probably want to account for in like machine learning model, just because like obviously everyone's not going to use the same colored filament, not
Yeah.
going to be the same like finish of filament,
Lighting and
lighting and
background.
background. There's like a lot of different little things that you kind of need to account for.
Yeah.
Yay.
There's the mount.
Ta-da. So it's kind
Looks
of like
really
a little
nice.
arm, so you can like kind of move it around how you want it to be. But I kind of like it in this angle where it's like kind of folded in on itself, but it's kind of nice that you can fold it outwards more, so that if you have a really big print and you really don't think you can get that camera angle quite right with this angle, then you can change it if you like.
Yeah, I could also see it depending on if you have different hot ends mounted.
That is definitely.
Yeah, because they'll sit at different heights.
Yeah.
So that's nice. It gives you a little bit of adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point that's being brought up in chat. But the camera update is going to be in the free basic software, and then we also plan on including the failure detection, like the major failures, like major stringing, parts coming off, that kind of stuff. We also plan to include that for free in the basic version of the software as well. Yeah, so I guess before we move to the actual install onto the printer, I did get the link to the first failure that we've got.
I like it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna play it. This was, so I was testing a vapor surface and Quinly on an Ender 5. This was actually recorded like over a year ago, I think. And yeah, Steph walked in one morning at like 6 a.m. and I'll let the video speak for itself, I guess. So this is the part, and somehow it's like sitting inside the printer. Like the surface is here, but the part is, oh wait, hold on, I gotta switch. Oops.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
now you can see what the heck I'm talking about.
There we go.
Yeah, okay, so here's the part on the table, and it's sitting somehow like behind the print surface. So I don't know how it made it back there. And then all night long, because I think it was the Z end stock got blocked or something, and that's why it failed. It was just extruding like 0.4 millimeter filament onto the floor. And so, yeah, if I had some kind of remote monitoring solution, I definitely would have been able to catch this much sooner. And then, of course, with the next stage of that, we probably could have had Quinly catch itself and pause. But yeah, that was kind of like one of the first major failures, and we realized like, okay, if automation isn't able to catch itself, or if you send a bad model, then you can end up with like a lot of spaghetti on
especially because if it
floor.
just keeps looping, then you just like you're never gonna see the end of this video.
Yeah, and there's only so much you can detect without a camera.
Yeah.
In this case, it was like, yeah, if you send a bad model to Quinly, it will keep printing that bad model.
Yeah.
At least,
yeah, by yourself, you print one bad model and you come back and you're like, oh, I guess I should do something about that. But if you do it 50 times and then you don't come and check on it, then it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Nice circle pattern. Thank you.
Yeah, it coiled so neatly on the ground.
It really did.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Cool. Okay, so I guess while Leah's installing it on the printer, I'll just switch to the second cam.
Sure.
Why don't you go around?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Hopefully I don't get caught on the mic.
Yeah.
How long is this mic?
It should be pretty long.
Long enough.
Oh, it was kind of good where it was.
I'll get it closer.
I'm just saving you guys the seasickness.
Yeah, just let me know. I can't actually see this.
Could you put it back where it was actually? I had it pointed right at it. No. It was good before.
Oh, I should wait.
Cool.
I'll wait till the camera
Yeah,
angle
yeah.
is beautiful.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Leia's going to install it, and then
Ta-da.
we'll talk about future features or what we plan to do with this.
Actually, in the meantime, why don't you guys list in chat any features that you think would be cool?
Oh yeah, yeah. With failure detection, there's kind of a lot of stuff you can do, and it would be cool to hear either any ideas you have, or like if any of the ideas we're kind of running through, you think we should focus on. I think the first one that actually people have already mentioned is something like having time lapses done for the prints. And
Careful not to get the camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Get a nice view of your shoulder.
Okay.
Sorry, that's not what I wanted you guys to see.
And like one of the things we were thinking was to actually have like your history of prints associated, have like either a picture of the final print or have a time lapse kind of associated with the final print, so that when you go through your print history, you can just kind of go back and view a time lapse of each thing in the queue. Because sometimes when you just come to your Quinly printer and just have like a dozen parts and one of them went wrong, it can be really hard to diagnose like at what point in the production cycle that one went wrong. So that's kind of one idea that we had.
Let's get into
The other thing we were thinking was with the automated failure detection, I think many people know that we plan to release the farm version of Quinly, where you can have many, many Quinly printers connected to one another and in a single dashboard. So some of the things we were thinking about was having, like Stephen was saying, a security cam view where you can view kind of in a grid of squares all your printers and just easily kind of see how everything's going. And then once we've got the ML stuff like released, actually use that array of cameras to monitor your printers, and like if a print fails or something, it can actually be routed to a different good printer, and then that printer can be automatically disabled for maintenance. And so yeah, that's kind of one of the bigger plans for the farm management version of Quinly. Like automatic rerouting, automatic kind of warning systems, so that when you actually come and look at your dashboard, you don't have to go through and inspect the entire farm, but you can just have Quinly will kind of tell you, okay, these printers are performing poorly or have had a lot of failed parts, and you can actually just like I mean, you pretty much don't have to spend any time. You know exactly what has to be fixed in a print farm, and I think that's like where a lot of time gets lost in terms of managing a print farm. And the reason I think that is because we do run kind of 50 Ender 3s in-house, and we ran them without automation and then with Quinly automation. And now we're kind of looking, okay, where's a lot of time being lost? And a lot of time is, I think in a lot of print farms, is lost doing maintenance. And on a printer, you don't tend to do preventative maintenance. You just tend to, like, things will fail, and then you have to find out which printers are failing and then go run maintenance on them. Whereas with Quinly, you would be able to detect these failures, mark those printers, and then reroute jobs to other machines. And so that when you do have time to come in, you can kind of see, okay, I need to check on these machines, see what's going on, put them back in service. Yeah, and like really, really simplifies the workflow. And then of course you can see, like, one other thing we were looking at was if you think, like, if we notice maybe prints are failing more often on a particular printer, you can even do like have warnings like, oh, we're noticing this machine tends to fail in this failure mode. Like maybe it's always layer shifting, and then make suggestions like it could be, you know, a belt issue or something like that. So that's really where this project is going. We just wanted to show off the webcam and like push it out so that you guys could use it. And yeah, I guess so.
There's actually a couple questions from people.
Oh yeah.
One of them is asking about so Octoprint has a job history feature, so they're wondering about if Quinly would have that.
Yeah, so that's planned in the new UI. You can go back and view all the jobs that you've done. Yeah, that'll be in there.
Also, one more thing from Jeremy, he's saying reactive maintenance, but I think we also have some ideas for predictive maintenance, so like identifying problems before they occur.
Yeah, so as the model gets more and more refined, because when you think about it, what's really cool about Quinly is because you can scale it so much. And so the model is going to quickly become very, very robust. And one of the things we plan on doing is extending from failure detection to kind of quality. And this is what Leah was laying out in her project, but looking at like quality disruption. So like if the same model prints twice in a row and they look different, you know, like something's going on with the quality. And then if a printer is consistently making low quality parts, you can then do kind of preventative maintenance or predictive maintenance on that machine. Yeah, that starts to get like, yeah, that's what would really allow like individuals to scale their print farms, because pretty much Quinly is doing it all for you. You just need a kind of, we haven't invented robotic arms that can fix printers yet, so that'll be your job.
Cool.
But
that would be cool.
Yeah. But it will, yeah, it'll collect all the information for you. It'll keep an eye on all your prints for you, and then it'll just tell you what you need to do to keep your farm or printers running.
Yes. The ideal
situation. Okay, so you've got it all connected up. So I'm just going to switch to the webcam. So you've just routed it under the side panel, and then it goes into the Pi that's hidden under the bed there.
Yeah. We have like the little fan. It was getting really hot earlier.
Oh yeah, that's something we could definitely talk about. So the Pi 4 tends to get really hot whether or not you have a Pi cam connected. Like even with no Pi cam. So it's always recommended to put a fan on there. This is an issue that the early Pi 4s had, and apparently it's been addressed with the later ones, but that's just something we recently noticed.
Yeah, I was like lagging. I was trying to write in the terminal earlier today just to like see if everything was working, and then I checked the temperatures and it was at like 78 degrees. So I was like, maybe that's why it's lagging so hard.
That's so much. Okay, so let me switch to our UI view, and then you can see the actual stream. So there it is. Maybe, is it connected? Or do I have to
just
refresh?
turned it on, so it might need a refresh from the original.
All right, check now. One thing we've also noticed is that the cable itself that comes with the stock Pi cam, we would recommend getting a replacement one, because we found even this one, like if you don't plug it in correctly, it'll cause either stuttering or freezing.
There's like 3 different connection points. So
yeah, I think it probably got disconnected.
Yeah, there's one that's called the Sunny cable, which is like the most annoying one, because it's like this small yellow cable that's connected to the front of the lens.
Yeah.
And then there's also the one that's actually like connected to the whole PCB, and then there's one that's connected to the actual Pi. So like any of those can get disconnected if you don't like check them.
Yeah, I think officially we would recommend that you use a USB webcam, because the Pi cams are really nice because they're so inexpensive. I think they're only $15.
Yeah, they're really cheap.
$15. But then, yeah, make sure you get a good cable with it. We found, so we got this one off Amazon, and we found like the cables tend to be quite unreliable.
Yes.
Like
But you can
have
get
to,
longer ones on Amazon. That's
Yeah.
like, it also gets twisted. So
you have to be very careful when plugging it in. Oh, here, let me switch over to so they can see what you're doing. So she's just replugging the side on the Pi-in.
yeah, just because that's not usually the one that's
Yeah.
the one that gets disconnected. But the other ones are also more hard to access once the mount is on, but I can undo it if needed.
Yeah. So the PiCam is by far the least expensive option unless you already have a webcam lying around. So that's kind of what's recommended. And then, but like if you want something probably, as we discovered, more stable, would definitely recommend getting like a USB webcam. The thing though is when you get the PiCam going, like plugged in correctly, then it doesn't seem to have any issues after that. So it's just a
Yeah.
matter of it being a little bit finicky to get it all set up and plugged in there. Just you're showing your hair.
I'm sorry. It's hard to get in at this angle. I also am tethered to like this mic, so it's just like
Yeah.
not my favorite. Okay. Actually, I'll just leave it up so that we
Yeah,
can,
let's give it a test to make sure everything's plugged in first.
You can also run that command that I told you about to see if it's actually connected or not.
Oh, to test? Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, you can SSH into the Pi too as well. So.
Okay, we'll do.
Say, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I can
That's
show
part of SSH.
I can show the SSH thing happening real
Yeah,
time.
because I actually have to
Texting
do
all
that
these
so
people.
often. I memorized that one command just because like the disconnections were real and like I had to make sure it was supported and detected every single time basically. So
Yeah, it is kind of.
it should be
I think when we put out the guide, we should also find like a source of more robust cables. But I think it is just the Pi connector itself is pretty flimsy.
I think it's 192.
Oh, I've got it.
Okay, you have it?
Yeah.
Yes. 66. I hope it's on by now. But
Yeah,
we'll
it should
see.
be.
They're asking about like what's the filament that we have loaded.
It is Maker Series Tough PLA. Low sheen purple.
Low sheen purple.
Low sheen.
Thanos purple.
The Barney color.
Yeah, it's a discontinued filament.
The
So
best kind.
You can't buy it anymore.
Okay, it's it should be VC ENCMD get _camera.
Get camera.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Okay,
connected.
it should be connected.
Okay, so now it's connected. I'm gonna switch
That is
back
the
to
most
UI.
useful command.
All right, let's reload.
Hopefully you're happy then. I'll put the piece back on then.
Oh, there we go.
Ta-da.
Oh, it's still not connected though. Let me re-enable it.
Is it just because I put this fan on?
Yeah, likely. Let me check again.
I haven't tried it with the fan. I just didn't want it to get so hot.
Oh, can you try restarting the Pi, please?
Restarting, just like turning it on and off?
Yeah. Yeah, it's likely that the connection is being broken.
Should I get rid of the fan?
Yeah. We gotta try one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Did you have this much issue with the cable before?
Yeah, it's just been like, I don't know. I think I even broke one of the Sunny connectors. That's why I was like so worried that it was the Sunny connector, because that one's like directly connected to the sensor. So if you break that, it's like fully broken. But
oh, Dennis is recommending a cam. Oh, I think the link got deleted, Dennis.
Oh, by Nightbot.
Yeah. Do you have the name?
Classic.
I'll search it up and show it on stream actually.
Classic.
Unless he's recommending this particular camera.
This one doesn't have lights though.
Oh, built-in adjustable lights. Oh, that would be nice.
$14 is pretty good. Maybe check the side connected to the cam itself as well.
Yeah, sure. I should
Cool.
probably turn.
Hmm?
We should try that one after, just because I need it. Every time you connect the camera, you have to actually restart the Pi because it doesn't like update for some reason.
Yeah, the Pi itself doesn't. So yeah, that's why usually a USB cam would be recommended over the
Yeah,
Pi
because
cam.
PiCam has a lot of their own software, like specifically for their camera and not for like any other kind of camera. So you're kind of restricted to what they want.
Okay, let's check.
So Kevin was asking about heat sinks.
Heat sinks on the Pi are a very good idea. Yeah,
I know they sell a few different ones.
VC,
Or any old heat sink would probably be
Gen.
good.
CMD, get camera.
BCE Gen CMD.
No E. VC, Gen,
Okay,
CMD.
it says it's connected on the Pi side.
Okay.
So it might be the side that goes into the camera itself.
Okay.
Oh yeah, see it grabbed a frame and then disconnected.
It's odd.
Jack is suggesting hitting it with a hammer.
Yes. The best way to solve problems.
Percussive maintenance.
I wonder if the computer itself can handle it while streaming.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that. Actually, Steven, do you want to try and see if you can see anything?
See it? Yeah. See if you can get it on your computer and then we'll show the screen itself.
Because,
Yeah, we were
If we-
literally using this all day.
yeah. But, like, also our graphics card is not updated on this computer, so that actually might be an issue.
Yeah, I'll check it on my computer when we turn it back on.
Sure.
So you tested that end of the cable too?
Yeah, I just replugged that part in,
Okay.
and then hopefully that's working. Because usually when it's a Sunny connector, it gives you a different error. It gives you like a sensor is not found kind
Sensor
of
not
error.
found. Okay, let's
You could
check
also
it
try
out.
to take a frame. Like you can take a frame from the Raspberry Still library. So just type in Raspberry.
Just give me a second.
Sure.
It's reconnecting.
Oh yeah, sorry, I totally forgot. It would do that.
PCE. CD. Get. Oh, wait. No E.
No, yeah. Okay, should
Okay,
be good. And then you
should
can
be
also
good.
take a frame.
Give me a second.
Yeah, Lead Paint was talking about a failure detection response, which we were thinking about too, which is that when the part fails, the printer cools down, wipes the part, and attempts to restart.
Yeah. So another project that we've been working on the side as well is just integrating a nozzle wipe system. So in case there is a part failure, the nozzle will get kind of, well, first we would, try to clear the part, inspect the nozzle, make sure there isn't a whole bunch of buildup on the nozzle itself, which can happen. And then do something like cool down, clear the failed parts or attempt to clear the failed parts, check the nozzle. If there's not too much buildup, go and wipe it and then try restarting the print automatically. And of course, this would be all configurable as well.
What's wrong?
Yeah, so that would definitely be kind of one of the options. Do you want to try with the spare cable?
Sure. It's in the other room, in the kind of office room. It has a 3D printer on the desk. There's a little brown box.
A little brown box.
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if the stock cables are just simply plugging them in too many times.
Yeah, I had to test that a bunch of times, so maybe.
Is there a medium length one in there?
I don't see a medium length one.
Was there 2 boxes or just one?
I can see that one.
Because
No,
There's
that box
two.
is at my house because I was
oh,
testing at home today.
this is the one.
Let me take a look at the actual camera up close. Switch to dual cam. Looks fine. Here, do you mind if I try plugging it in?
It'd be blue on the back side, like facing out.
Facing outward?
Yeah.
The connector looks okay. Let's just give this a shot. Like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure it is seated.
Can't find a medium length cable.
Okay, we'll try again with this cable and see how it goes. It definitely is like loose though.
Try just unplugging the file. Using the turbo.
Yeah.
Don't give that a shot.
Yeah.
Freehanding it.
Yeah, I think this cable is giving us issues.
Might be interesting to see what like if anyone has like a printer in a different room or in the basement. Because in my house I have one in my crawl space, which is really awkward to get to. So I'm looking forward to installing a PyCam, so I don't need to enter my crawl space in order to check out my print.
Yeah, or maybe a USB cam.
Or a USB cam.
Okay. This is nice. Everyone gets the full troubleshooting experience of a PyCam.
Yeah. I know it's like really hard to tell when
it's not in all the way. That's why.
Okay, try that.
Goodbye, Jack. Jack's going to eat dinner.
There.
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on.
Pull it up. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, it's we're looking at a couple different brushes, but
Yeah,
a lot of
that
people use
should
the
be
wire brushes
better.
to do the nozzle wipe, but those
Okay,
actually
they should
tend to
be
build
here.
up filament over time. So we were
Okay.
looking at different options, such as like silicone squeegee wipers.
Yeah, a silicone kind of blade that you could use to flick the filament off the nozzle is actually kind of what we're considering doing. I genuinely think it might be this streaming computer too. While we turned on the stream,
Yeah.
but we'll give it another shot with this new cable. See how it goes. Okay.
Also, another question for the chat is any features that you guys want to see other than the camera.
Yeah.
Just we've seen a few good ideas recently on the Discord.
Okay.
How do you take the screenshot?
Raspberry still, and then like a dash O, and then a space again, and then just like whatever you want to call the test image dot JPEG.
Failed to connect.
Oh,
Camera-
that might be the Sunny cable actually.
This
That looks kind of.
Failed to connect
Okay,
to camera component. Okay.
That is this. That is actually.
So that's
an
a small
issue.
yellow cable.
That's the one that's like I broke.
Oh,
Like
really?
that
Okay.
that one you have to like.
you want to show it on the stream
Yeah.
in case anyone runs into this
Can
with
you
a pie cam?
Can you see? So basically, like, you wouldn't think that like this part comes off, but like there's this tiny little cable that kind of has a little connector right there. And like the other one, this one I actually like taped down so it wouldn't come off. So hopefully
Okay,
just
so that popped out.
reconnecting it will hopefully make
So
it.
it's like a surface mount connector.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So that's why it's like super annoying, especially when you put it in the like in a housing or something. If anything moves it, it can like dislodge it
It can cause it to dislodge.
because it's not like an actual like pin connector. So like
It's literally just press fit in.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's super annoying.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
just
let's
give it
just
a
not
test.
let's just not have it in
Yeah.
here for now.
So
Okay.
it's, yeah,
It's
I'll
in
pull up
now.
some images of the cam while
Because
we're
it
waiting.
does say it's detected when you are connected to the Pi. Like when the PCB pieces are connected, it says connected, or it's detected because it feels that there's a PCB there, but it doesn't sense the sensor.
Got it. So it's the component Leah's talking about is this
It's literally called the
small
Sunny cable.
Sunny cable, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we can get some better shots. It's this yellow cable. And so that is very easy to accidentally pop out,
Yeah.
and then the camera won't sense anything because this module is entirely separate actually from the PCB. So if you get these issues where like the camera's only doing one frame or it says it's unable to detect the sensor,
Yeah, show them
tends to be
the
this.
SSH
the
error you
terminal.
get actually,
Oh,
because
yeah.
like it's actually like that exact one I usually get when it's just like specifically this issue.
Sure, I'll add a window. I'll add.
Because I remember like I had to replace one of mine because it literally I somehow I guess ripped it off so weirdly that like it just
It just
disabled
killed the Pi cam.
the entire thing.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay, here I'll everyone can kind of
yeah.
take a look.
It's like a C mal something error. I forget though. Something, and then it says something about the sensor. So.
It's real hacking.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the error that we're looking at here. So I tried taking a photo,
Yeah.
and it says camera component cannot be enabled, failed to create camera component, failed to run camera app. Please check for firmware updates. So this usually means, but it did say that it detected the
Yeah.
PCB, but not the camera itself.
Yeah, that's like the issue. Because I
Okay.
ran into that problem and I was like, you literally say it's detected. I don't understand what you want
Yeah.
from me. But yeah,
Is this a common thing with Pi cams to run into?
I think so. Because like you have to check so many connections for it. Like for a USB, at least it's like one connection. If you like, and you can't even put it in the wrong way. This one you can put it in the wrong way. Like if you
Oh,
don't
God.
put the blue to the USB like direction, then it's technically not connected, even though it fits.
Let's give it another
won't
shot
lie.
and see whether reconnecting that yellow cable helped out. I'm just gonna try to do a photo. It still says failed to run.
Okay.
Hold this camera.
Hmm?
This camera?
Yeah.
We can try setting it up with the USB cam.
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
I
Okay.
haven't tried it.
Real life hacking.
But okay, so basically you have to go into the
Yeah, I know how to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can just connect it then.
Okay, we'll
Do you want
switch.
do you want to do that first, or do you want me to turn it off and take out the camera first?
Let's just. Yeah, that sucks. So this entire camera is borked, is it? Yeah, it's only showing the like one frame at a
Yeah,
time.
it takes one frame when it's like all messed
And then it
up.
dies.
Yeah.
That really sucks. Okay, so maybe we don't want to use Pi cams, huh?
Kind of seems
Lesson
that way.
learned.
Yeah. This is the second out of 2. I've used 3 cameras, and this is the second. So
Here, while I come back,
you can use my laptop too. I have VNC Viewer on.
I can just do it.
Okay. I have VNC Viewer connected, but you would have to have like the software.
I'll just do it on the stream.
Okay, on SSH, yeah, should be fine.
Um,
Right now it's in a folder in the home folder, the folder
Yeah.
called, yeah.
I'll just switch it to USB cam mode and then
Yeah.
we'll shoot with that. All right, cool. I guess everyone gets to see
Your hacking skills.
hacking skill. Yeah, barely. Camera stream. Oh, it changes to web, right?
Yeah, web. Should I just disconnect this guy?
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna plug in our secondary cam
Okay.
from the stream into our Pi.
Oh, it's getting hot. Getting hot. It's getting spicy.
Spicy pie.
Spicy.
I'll switch back to the main cam so you guys have something to look at.
There we go. Which one should I do it in?
Hmm?
Is there any specific port?
No, I think it can go in any port.
I think that's in.
Yeah, no, just restart. I'll reboot the Pi now.
Yeah.
Try putting the cooler on top.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do it while the Pi is on.
Okay.
Because that can cause a voltage drop.
Okay. Should I
Just
turn it off?
shut it off. Yeah. Here, I'll take a closer look at this Pi cam connector. I wonder if some of the pins got bent.
I mean,
They
that
all
would-
look fine, but it says it wasn't connecting.
Yeah. I mean, I read, like, when I broke the first one, I read about, like, that cable, and they say it's, like, really touchy on if you disconnect it while, like, the Pi is on. Because, like,
Oh.
the,
It can short.
yeah, something like that. So,
That seems like a really poor design choice.
yeah, I agree. Plus. Okay, that's close enough.
Got it? Okay, sweet. Cool. Okay, let's just wait for the Pi to boot up. Let's check if we can. Oh, it's still booting.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, it doesn't work with the webcam, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. That's why it's so weird. You
Does
have...
the other one work? The other command?
No.
Okay.
That's why, like,
So we just have to check in
there's
the
spec-
UI.
I mean, you can try the cgen command thing, but for sure it's not gonna work with the Raspberry still.
Okay, got it.
Wait, can you move some stuff in front of your... Yeah, it's working. Check
Bruh.
check the UI.
I'm checking. It's loading very
Bruh.
slowly.
Bruh,
Dude, this is working on my laptop.
That's
are
pretty
you
funny.
serious?
Okay,
Just put my laptop in front of the camera.
we might have
Steven's
to
just
do
so
that.
excited. He's like, look, it's working on mine.
It's working.
No, we got the USB
Let's
one
go.
working. Okay. So
Oh my god.
what did we learn on this stream? Pi cams
Stress.
are extremely fragile.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised. It's just kind of sad. Like, I literally was using it all day. It was at
Yeah.
like 78 degrees all day, and it was fine. And then now
The
it's
Pi cam just died.
angry.
Of course it dies for the stream. Like we were testing it too 5 minutes before the stream. and,
Yeah, we're like, wow, this is amazing.
yeah, everything works so smoothly. And
It's
then,
also funny because I haven't used it with the USB cam yet, so this is actually like cooler for me.
yeah, you should be able to see it. Oh, maybe it's the Pi itself. Or is it smooth for you, Steven?
Yeah.
Okay, I wonder if it's just our
Stream.
stream computer being slow.
Well, there were video issues from playing like straight up MP4 files.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had to get rid of 60
Yeah,
gigabytes.
seems to be good.
Yeah.
So it's actually streaming to 2 laptops at once as well.
Yeah, show them on the camera. Get in here. Show them that we can have multiple UIs. So
Yeah. I think there's still something happening with the connection itself, though.
Okay, I'll turn off my UI so you can get.
That shouldn't be an issue. The way we set it up, it should be able to distribute to multiple UIs pretty easily. Actually, you can have as many as you want logged in.
Yeah. But yeah. But for the webcam actual, like if you were to use a webcam, we could basically, you could either use your own custom mount or you could use like our mount but connected with like a specific bolt size basically. But it kind of depends on like how large your camera is as well.
Yeah. One thing we plan on adding as well is scaling the video feed, because if the video feed is way too large, like right now it's taking raw, I think this camera does 1440p.
Oh yeah, that's
Wait, you guys
true.
are not screen sharing. It seemed like.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
We were hyped.
This is my
We're
mistake.
like, oh, it's working so well.
Yeah. Fully not showing it.
Embarrassing.
Damn. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you can see it in the UI itself. The stream computer is a bit laggy. Oh, let's close this out.
You also see it mic on my laptop too.
Yeah, do you want to bring your laptop here so that we can just look at it on yours and not overburden the stream computer too much? And so I'll just disable it on mine.
Working.
Yep, it was.
You just do this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can just.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's
going on
picking up
here
your
too.
arm.
Yeah.
I think it's also, yeah, because this webcam is a lot better than the webcam
Probably.
resolution, and we actually played with the resolution today just to make it a bit bigger so you guys could see it.
That's cool that it actually retains the autofocus too. I wouldn't have
Oh, that's
expected
actually
that.
really interesting. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that.
So just for anyone joining us, we decided well, we broke the Pi cam, but we actually switched to
A little embarrassing.
our streaming camera. Also noticed when you threw the fan on there, it seemed to get much better in terms
Yeah.
of frame rate. So I wonder if the overheating of the Pi is actually
Oh yeah,
caused
it
by this.
definitely like does affect the performance with the overheating. Like even typing into the terminal when I was on like the BNC viewer for the Pi, it wouldn't let me type like at a normal speed. It was struggling really hard.
Okay, this calls for celebration. So in
Put it in here.
yeah, to inaugurate the first step towards full spaghetti detection, we've brought some celebratory
Oh, it smells good.
celebratory spaghetti, and one day our UI will be able to detect things like this happening to your printer. Yeah,
I like it. I mean, we didn't lie in our thumbnail then. See?
Yeah,
That's
we actually
true.
have spaghetti.
See, we're not clickbaiters.
No.
you know what? When we implement the model or the beta model, we should see what it detects this as.
Yeah, we should see if it actually like thinks that if it's smart enough to know that it's not actually 3D printed or not, but I mean, it'll
Yeah.
still know it's spaghetti maybe.
Whoops, I was like, yeah,
Meatballs. Spaghetti
Meatballs.
bolognese.
spaghetti time.
I really didn't. I was ordering the spaghetti and I ordered it from Old Spaghetti Factory and I didn't know which one to get because they had like 10 different kinds. But I thought this looked the most like the thumbnail.
We'll have to test
so.
the
Yes.
10 different kinds.
Yes, exactly. We'll have a mukbang every week.
Cool. Yeah, and you'll notice too, the stream is actually pretty smooth.
Yeah, we actually tried really hard for that part because a lot of the libraries that we were using originally were like really like people like a lot of people would use them, but the frame rate was literally like 5 frames a second.
Yeah, and part of that is just because they want the I guess the resource usage to be low.
Yeah, I think so. Also, they just have like a bunch of settings, so it could be things running in the background too. Like I think like one of them I had tried was like using like I had so many different settings that like I honestly didn't know like what half of them were. So it could have just been like they wanted it to be robust, but then it just ended up taking the frame rate.
Yeah, I think our next steps with this is probably going to be like adding resolution control, because if you're running this on really low spec Pis, I know some of them don't have built-in hardware encoding, so they will start to chug.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I guess that's a live stream. Should we start a print?
Yeah, we should.
You've got it in here
Spaghetti
already?
on,
Oh,
right.
Thanos touch.
Yes.
Okay, of course.
That spaghetti while it warms.
Celebrate.
Should I?
Just for a little.
Yes. I'll
Keep
hold it
warm for
there.
later.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's been here for a little while, so it's definitely not warm anymore.
Yeah,
but
it's gotta be reheated.
yes.
Yeah, but I guess the idea too, for those of you who weren't here earlier in the stream, it's gonna be, obviously the step one is just the live feed. And like, we'll have to figure out a guide to like not break PyCams as we
Yeah.
install them. And then the next step, which Leah's working on, is going to be auto detection of like very obvious failures, and then we'll start refining it. And we do plan to we have many printers here, and we do plan to simulate. Well, why don't you talk about like the failures you've been simulating?
Yeah, sure. So there's quite a few that I like thought of when I was like kind of researching what failures were like the worst and which like just happen but like aren't that bad. So like there's kind of a range, but I think I started with the spaghetti obviously, and then I also did some layer shifting. So that one was kind of fun. I don't know if you guys saw what I posted on, or Stanford posted on Discord, but I kind of made the layer shift a little too big, so it's like really unrealistic. But I quickly corrected that. I basically changed like the tightening of the Y belt when I was trying to make a layer shift, but I found that you could actually just move one of like the axes, like hold it in place, and like it had the same effect. I was just a little scared to do that, but I saw it today, so I might do that more in the future. I think I also did, I'm trying to do some nozzle blobs too, so just like when it's like not spaghetti yet, but it's just like accumulating on like the nozzle head and like becoming a blob. So I have some of those as well. What else? There's some other ones that are more like, I guess, cosmetic, so it's not something you would probably stop for a functional part, but I think it's still good to have an option to like detect it, and that like you could stop it if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be like an automatic stop in a way.
Yeah,
So,
could be a warning, or could even just pause the print.
yeah, exactly. So there are some that it's like you can't come back from it. So like I think those ones should actually have action or like a more intense warning at least, compared to other ones which are like not that big of a deal for most people, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the really cool things that we'll be able to implement, just because it is on an automated system, is like measuring consistency. So like if you have a part and you send 50 of them and they all string, that warning would be like, oh, something's wrong with the material or the profile. But if you send 50 parts and the first 10 come out good, and then the rest of them start coming out weird, okay, something's actually breaking down with the printer. And you'd be able to, just by being able to recognize that something is changing, you'd be able to start making suggestions like, oh, I don't know, check the Bowden fittings. Maybe your retraction isn't working and your parts are getting all stringy.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, part of what we want to do with Quinly is, because it's on so many systems and because it literally accumulates, thousands of hours of experience, you can use it. You'll be able to use it and like rely on Quinly for the experience and just be able to operate your printers kind of without having to jump up that massive learning curve. Because I know in the beginning, it took me ages to even figure out what certain like weird things were even called.
Yeah, that was definitely something like I feel like everyone kind of doesn't know what specific failures are called initially. So it's like kind of annoying to like search something up if you don't even know how to explain it in a way.
Yeah.
And like you obviously won't get a search result for something you don't know the name of.
If it slightly fails at 2 a.m., just restart, but at 10 a.m. alert me. Oh, like time conditions would be super
That would
cool.
be really helpful, actually. I like that.
That's really smart, like a sleep, a don't bug me mode.
I like it.
Oh, that's actually
You
fascinating.
should write that down.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like operator hours, kind of like I'm always at home between 6 and 10, and then you schedule like the most important parts during then, and just warn you. And then if you're
You also get like daily updates, like once a day, just kind of get a rundown of what happened at your
That
print
would
farm.
be cool too.
yeah,
That'd be pretty sweet.
yeah, you could do that even without the camera. But yeah, that would definitely be something to look at for the multi-printer version of Quinly. Yeah, and I should again repeat the live stream stuff, and the new UI we've sort of been hinting at will be available in basic, and then also the failure detection we plan to make available for basic, like big fails, kind of parts releasing when they shouldn't, layer shifting, that spaghetti, that kind of stuff. I'm curious how this filament will turn out, because this filament is like over a year old, and we didn't print with it because it always turned out really scuffed.
Yeah, that's what I asked Kieran which filament we don't need and which would probably fail the most. So then I could use all those filaments when I was like testing. So I chose this one. And this one also shows up nicer on camera compared to like I feel like black and like neutral colors. So
Yeah. The kill mode, if the bed is not fully clear, that's actually one of the primary reasons we wanted to do the machine vision stuff, is literally just checking, is the bed fully cleared, and even maybe attempting a second clear based on where the model is, or killing if the model for some reason does not want to detach. Because there are some cases, like if your bed gets really, really high and your first layer gets way too squished, sometimes the release won't, with big models, won't fully release.
yeah, that makes sense.
And so like being able to save your printer from crunching would be
Yeah.
ideal, and would be a use for the camera too.
Yeah, exactly.
Also to prevent it from homing into parts, because that can sometimes happen as well.
Yeah, crunching is the worst sound for 3D printing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a worse sound.
No, there definitely isn't.
The crackle can be a bit concerning too.
This Poseidon, building off your ideas, Stephen, suggesting like a montage of prints falling every single day.
Ooh, that'd be cute.
That'd be really cool. Like a little
Yeah.
report, like your farm printed like 45 parts today, and then there's just like a 2-minute video.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That'd be awesome.
You know, Facebook sometimes give you those like,
Oh, yeah.
this is what happened this year.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, exactly that.
Rewind.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
what
yeah.
happened to Quinly.
Rewind it better.
Quinly did this for you today. Sell the montage as an NFT. Oh God.
Make the big money.
That's true. Then you can earn money by 3D printing and by selling the 3D printing
Exactly.
montages.
Looks
The
like
Thanos
it's
is coming
doing
along.
well.
Are you
Yes.
gonna eat the spaghetti?
Yeah. I'll give it. Is there a fork? Did they give us
I
a
don't know.
fork?
Here, I've got these tweezers.
Perfect. It was honestly a struggle getting this because I told them I didn't tell them the unit number, so I had to
Oh,
run down
find
to
them.
like the street and just like find that guy, and he felt really bad and I felt really bad.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Uh-oh,
Here.
spaghetti-o.
Eat.
Oh, it's for you.
Oh, for
You
me.
built it.
This is
For me.
It's well deserved.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, mukbang class.
That's true.
Quinly.
You
we're
can
trying to
give him the
improve-
salad.
Yeah, we got the clickbait thumbnails with spaghetti on the bed, and then
Yeah.
we've got the mukbang trend going on.
Exactly.
We wanted to tape the fork to the Quinly so that the Quinly could eat the spaghetti.
Oh, next we can feed some through the extruder.
That would be
Oh.
terrifying.
How can you 3D print spaghetti?
Oh, jeez. Oh, print the fork. Poseidon
Oh,
is just
yeah, so you
knocking
can
it
have
out of the
stuff.
park with the ideas.
That would be good actually. Printing our own cutlery.
Yeah, Steph mentions also the kill mode for high risk fails. Like, clogged nozzle would be one because you don't know whether you can
Yeah, that's true.
you can damage and make a mess out of the extruder. The other one would be like a big blob, like detecting that.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it kill mode. It sounds a bit violent.
I like kill mode.
Oh, activated.
I like the name.
We need like some big red eyes to turn on.
Yeah. Quinly's done. Yeah, Quinly's gonna kill this sprint. Oh wait. Okay. For a second, I thought you unplugged our mics.
That would be funny.
Okay, let's see. Someone bought a chicken McNugget for 100K because it looks like Among Us. Yeah,
Wow, people these days.
I saw that.
Among Us.
That's good.
There's all those 3D printed meat articles. I wonder if you could make counterfeit Among Us nuggets.
That is the worst
You could
thing
just
I've ever
saturate the
heard.
Among Us nugget market immediately.
Oh, that looks the worst. I don't like that at all.
Wow. That is... Actually, these ones look kind of cool.
What, is
Yeah.
these the Among Us chicken nugget?
No, 3D printed meat.
But the other one just
Oh.
looks really gross.
Yeah.
That was like KFC or something, right? They're trying to print nuggets.
But they don't even make nuggets.
McDonald's already extrudes nuggets too.
You don't want to be saying that too much. Using nuggets.
Leah's eating right now.
Yeah, don't ask how it's made.
That was so bad.
3D
Yeah.
printed fake meat. Yeah, that doesn't really look nice.
Pretty.
I saw 3D printed chocolate. That looked cool.
Oh, home onto a needle. We need a higher Poseidon.
Are we that accurate?
I guess so, because it would
It's
be,
technically that accurate.
it should be.
As long as the needle doesn't move. You
Yeah.
have to calibrate the needle position. pretty well.
Yeah,
And as long as you don't bend it by mistake.
that can be cool.
Yeah, if there was some
Just
sort of,
like home
self-censor
and just
feature-
like
Yeah.
smash the nozzle on the needle.
Yeah, I'm thinking if the needle had like a cone shape to guide the nozzle in, and then the needle would just deflect until it self-centers.
Oh.
That could be a thing. Although the cone would have to be metal, otherwise it would melt.
Yeah. That's pretty smart.
The future of steak.
I'm thinking.
So there's like
Terrifying.
Wagyu, and then there's 3D printer. One notch above it.
Wagyu. And then Magigoo. Magigoo steak. I wonder what kind of adhesives you'd need.
If only they sold
Coat it with butter.
an adhesive. Kevin's probably got some nanopolymer adhesive with it sticking around.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like how the live stream on our UI is like higher frame rate than
Wait.
our camera live
That's
stream.
kind of weird, bro.
I don't
Hey,
know.
this shows how good it is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
work.
Thanks, Moran.
yeah. Panasonic needs to hire us for their camera software.
Exactly.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Alright, and I think we're actually getting to be near the end, so maybe do we want to cause a failure on this sprint?
Okay.
Just to
Should I hold the extruder in place?
Yeah,
create some spaghetti.
Okay. I'm a little worried. I haven't
some
done this before.
commemorative spaghetti.
Is that enough, do you think?
That sounded like perfect.
That was.
Oh, yeah. It's
Is it going?
oh, it's only a little bit, though. That's not like...
Do a
worse.
little more.
Not spaghetti.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, maybe,
That's a lot.
maybe not
Maybe move it back. Okay, there we
Just
go.
throwing the printer.
Don't try this.
Okay, cool. And oh, we should
I
mention.
think it needs to go...
I think it'll be good.
Okay.
We'll post it on our Discord once it finishes
Okay.
and see what happens
If it finishes.
if it finishes.
It's really just going in place. Yeah, it looks.
Cool. Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of the end. We plan on releasing this actually. So what we've done is, because we got this done first and the new UI is still in progress, we plan on releasing an intermediate update that's got the PyCam and USB webcam features all put together. And we'll try to get to the bottom of why this PyCam failed. Yeah, and I mean, so you should expect to see that soon. Again, this will be a free update. Yeah, I guess, is there anything else that we should mention? Obviously join the Discord
Yeah.
because
Oh, I want you guys to send me, if you have any time lapses of failures, send them on Discord and I'll try to tag them so then we can use them in the new model. Because that would be actually really helpful because I'm just making up this data at this point.
yeah, we're simulating it all in-house. Dennis asking before we go, how soon will we see an emergency kill button, nozzle wipe feature in print job? Depends on what you mean by emergency kill. Like if you mean a full printer kill, we could, I think that is in the new UI. Nozzle wipe hasn't been scheduled for the new UI update, but job history has been. So nozzle schedule will probably, or nozzle wipe, sorry, should be, I think would be after that. So we plan on releasing the cam with Prusa slicer support, because they had updated some stuff. And then that, I believe the next update is going to be the new UI. Yeah, and then the new UI update is a very big update that's been in the work for months now. Yeah, and then I think probably after that, definitely post, we record all the feedback from here, but definitely get involved in the Discord because we get a lot of feedback and a lot of like what we should be working on next from directly from our customers. So would suggest joining the Discord. Yeah, and then I guess we'll see you next week on the stream again. So make sure to subscribe. And if you think this is interesting, also make sure to like the video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final words, Leah?
But this looks kind of funny because it's hanging on by like a millimeter of filament
Millimeter?
and it's literally recovered somehow,
Okay.
just
Well,
in a different location.
Yeah, Steph was mentioning that we can talk about stuff coming up on the next live stream,
Oh yeah,
and even the one after that, she said. So,
spice.
What's that stuff?
Yeah,
well, we're gonna
tell us.
Okay, well, I'll tell you.
You tell us, Steven.
Yeah, we'll be, so this new UI update that we've been working very hard on, we will be showing a preview of that.
Yes.
And also, this is going to be like a sneak announcement here, but we're planning on supporting a new printer in 2 weeks is
Yeah.
when we're officially launching it. But if you've got a Prusa Mark III, Quinly will be available for you
Yes.
very soon.
Right. We are allowed to announce that now.
Yep.
Yes, we're very excited. It's been in beta for a couple months now. Yeah, so keep an eye out on that. That's why you should subscribe so that you don't miss that notification about the Quinly for Prusa and then the new UI walkthrough next week.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.